Right then, important discussion. A very important update has come out today from Hachette Partworks to do with the Warhammer Age of Sigmar Stormbringer collection. It's basically a price increase. So, dear customer, first of all, blah, 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 blah. Since the launch of the collection, we've been committed to bringing you the highest quality products. However, the cost increases that we've been experiencing for months, in particular in raw materials and transport costs, are forcing us to adjust our selling prices. This was a difficult decision to make, but we have had to increase our price for Warhammer Age of Sigmar Stormbringer to £9.99. That's €14.99 from issue 47. The premium subscription continues to cost £2 or €2.50 extra per issue. So we'll go up to £11.99 or €17.49 from issue 47. This allows us to maintain the best suppliers and upkeep the quality of our products and services. Of course, you're free to cancel your subscription by contacting customer services, blah, 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 28 days notice. Okay, so this is quite a big deal, and we'll go through the implications why. Now, it's important to note that the Stormbringer website has been brought up to date, and basically we can just see from what they've got here exactly what the implications are. So basically, each issue is now increased by £1 or €1. So not a massive increase, to be fair, but an increase all the same. So when we've done things like the calculations of the savings on this project, we just need to revise that by around about, what would it be? £44. So add £44 to the cost. We're obviously still making a decent saving on it. But my problems with this really are that I just don't think that Stormbringer has been doing very well anyway. So let's get into that. So much of the collection is obviously direct from the Stormbringer box. So that is the most recent launch box for the current edition of Age of Sigmar. Now that box is very, very common. You can just go and buy that entire box now. You might be able to still get it for sub £100 in the UK if you shop around for it. So a lot of the content that is already from this series is available quite cheaply elsewhere already. Now, alarm bells for me started to ring when the premium content started to be released. So when the Krondis model, the Big Dragon, came out, inexplicably, a massive amount of the subscribers in the UK received 2 copies of that dragon. Now, so imagine your premium subscription, £2 an issue, so that's 40 quid versus over £90 RRP for that, and all of a sudden, the vast majority, I believe, of UK subscribers, personally, actually everyone that I know personally who subscribes, definitely received a double box. And it wasn't on the paperwork, so it wasn't like it was a picking error or something like that. They all received an extra box. Not only that, but the Krondis model you can now buy on the Hachette website for about 42 quid as well. So I believe that from the test run, the original order of sprues and all that kind of stuff from Games Workshop, I think was massive and massively over what it should have been. So I think that they have been rammed with a whole load of excess stock for Stormbringer. And again, I think they've overestimated how much this is going to sell. Now, if we look back to the immediate predecessor for this, which was the Warhammer 40k Imperium, yes, that collection did include a huge amount of the Indomitus box, which was the launch box from the previous edition of 40k. But 40k is a much, much, much more popular product than Age of Sigmar. And I think they just expected that success to continue. And I think that for Stormbringer, not only has there been an original huge amount of drop-off, so I think a lot of people subscribe to a certain amount of magazines, got their Krondis model, or in the case of most people, got 2, and then cancelled their subscription. And I think that potentially this increase is to either maintain the level of profit they thought they were going to get, or potentially try and kill people off so as they can shelve the project early. So again, it is scheduled for 80 issues. there's a potential here, really, that they're just trying to shelve the magazine altogether and call time on it. Now, that, to be fair, is a load of gloom and doom, and whilst there's a potential for that to happen, I probably don't think it will. Now, I keep an eye on the Facebook groups and that kind of stuff for Stormbringer, and generally, if you pick through the disappointment and that kind of thing, generally people are getting it. People understand, the cost of paper has gone through the roof, cost of logistics has gone through the roof. I'm a supply chain, so outside of YouTube, I'm a supply chain manager for a facilities management company, and I'm well aware of the price increases for plastics and for paper and especially transportation. So all that kind of stuff has increased greatly. So I'm not surprised for a second that cost is being passed on to us. There has been increases in the past for Warhammer patchwork collections, but never mid-run. So there's always been one ended, and then the next one that begins has been a slightly higher price. But yeah, this is the first time it's happened in the middle of the run. And like I say, going through the comments that I can see on the Facebook groups and that kind of thing, there is disappointment there, definitely. But there is a lot of people who understand and will continue with the collection anyway, because there's still great savings to be made. However, there is also quite a lot of people who are saying that they are now going to drop out. Maybe not specifically kind of for this. There are plenty of people who have been thinking about dropping out, and maybe this is the push that they needed. Anyway, all we know is that it's not great news for the collection, and I would expect that £9.99 price point to be roughly where it is when it launches the next 40k collection, which I will be expecting us to hear about at some point in the next 6 weeks or so. Now, personally, I don't have a dog in the race because I was just about to cancel my subscription anyway. I've got what I wanted out of it in terms of Gordrak and Krondis. And as much as I would like to get in more to the Gloomspite Git stuff, and particularly I was really looking forward to that fourth premium content, the Dankhold Troggoth. I think really I couldn't justify going through the rest of the collection just to get to those models. So I myself am going to cancel it now. With no kind of, no malice. I'm not upset about what's happened or anything like that. I just think for me the collection, I've got what I wanted out of the collection, and I don't need to collect anymore. But tell me what you think about the price increase. Are you willing to kind of let it slide? I know that if you look at things like Games Workshop, so one of the things that I've been interested in with them at the moment is that I've kind of changed my outlook on Games Workshop recently. So I've, throughout my hobbying collection over the years, I've been a massive victim of FOMO. So for example, my FOMO has done things to me such as purchasing every single Kill Team box and every single Warcry box, every single launch box for various other things. I've collected a huge amount of stuff that I haven't been playing or anything like that. So as a result, I've actually stopped buying Warhammer stuff. I'm not saying that I never will anymore. The last thing I was hanging on to really was this magazine collection, and I'm just about to call time on this as well. But that's not me saying that I'll never buy another Games Workshop products. I will just be very, very choosy about what I pick up in the future. And so I've kind of broken that sort of run of form for FOMO that I've kind of attached myself to for far too long. And one of the reasons I've kind of done that, and it's not a great big massive bash against Games Workshop or anything like that, but when I kind of think about other games companies, so for example, I do a few Kickstarters and I like other skirmish games and that kind of thing. One of the big games that I really like is the Mythic Battles series from Monolith. And they've got one game, well now two games. So Mythic Battles Pantheon and now Mythic Battles Ragnarok is just fulfilling now, and I will have my copy in the next couple of days. So lots and lots of content due for that soon. But they support it constantly. Every month they've got new drafts coming out. And there's always something new coming up, more or less around the corner all the time. With Games Workshop, they release something and then you never hear anything again. So there's a massive amount of pomp and excitement and all this stuff right until release date, or until pre-order date sometimes, and then that's it. It drops off the face of the earth as if it didn't even exist. So no support after the actual product has come out, other than to do some rebalancing of points and that kind of stuff later on. And when I combine that sort of behaviour with their balance books and kind of see what sort of numbers they're doing every year they are ticking up that kind of their profit margins, and they're doing fantastically well. And I suppose in a way I feel a bit exploited by it all, and that's why I've kind of removed myself from all of the constant purchases and that kind of thing, because I just don't feel valued as a customer of theirs. I just feel like they don't care if I buy the stuff or not, and so I choose not to, because they won't support me either way. I'm kind of moving in and ranting about other things here, but it kind of, I'm not surprised that Stormbringer, I think, is seen as something very different to the previous collections. And I just think it's less popular as a result. And I think that putting the price up will hurt it as well. There will be certainly a lot of people that were thinking about cancelling their subscriptions. And this is going to really help them make their mind up and actually get online and just cancel it anyway. And, I think it's massively disappointing, especially for me. I collected the full Mortal Realms. I collected the full 40k Conquest. I got most of the way through Imperium before I cancelled. And, I've just not been feeling it with Stormbringer at all recently. So, I'm just about to cancel this as well. But tell me how you feel about that whole thing. Am I making sense there, or do I just sound like I'm being an idiot? Let me know your thoughts on the collection, Stormbringer in general, even aside from the price increase. Is it something you're still excited about? Are you enjoying the collection? Are you enjoying collecting the other models which are going to be coming along soon, thick and fast? Just let me know how you feel about it, and perhaps I'll have a change of heart. I'll tell you what, I won't go online and cancel my subscription for another week, and I'll wait to see what the feedback is from you guys on this. And if it's still a good thing, then maybe I'll hang on to it, but I'm almost certain I'm going to cancel. But I will stop ranting there. I'll leave it there. Thank you very, very much for watching, guys. Much appreciated. I'll be back before you know it. See you later.